Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Grok Build Something Beta. We are now up to 0.2.111, deep into Grok 4.5 being released as a part of this harness, and we're going to see if 4.5 can maybe push us along a little faster on this snake game. It'd be nice to get it wrapped up soon. So, one thing I want to kind of point out about the harness before I start is there is a second way to input your prompts, and it is with voice. So I can do /voice, and you'll see that it starts recording. And to stop, it can go down here and click stop, and then it stops recording. The other way I can do it is, and to clear that there, I just did Control C, is I can do Control Spacebar, and that will also start recording. So this is how we're going to do prompts in this from here on out, because it's a lot more efficient, and you won't have to hear me type since I already speak it out loud while I type. So I want, if you remember where we left off, we've got this game where it stands right now, and we've got smooth movement. We have a snake that can move around as squares, and we have it moving at a pace of left to right to a certain time that we decide. And now what I want to do in this episode is to add in some snacks so we can actually grow our snake. And as you'll see when we collide right now, there is nothing that happens, which is supposed to be endgame. So we're going to work on these one at a time. You could feed both to Grok and probably could handle it, but we're going to go one at a time just to make it a little easier. So take a look at our snake game in our snake directory, and I want you to add snacks. So this would just be dots that the snake will collect and grow its tail by 1. And now we can send that, and now we can start working. So that was, again, voice mode being demonstrated, and now we're going to let Grok 4.5 go at it. I've reviewed the snake game. Components to change. So this, if you remember, I think the older Grok, does that match what you want? I want to double check. It's giving me what I want here. 1 snack on the board at a time, collecting a grows tail on a free cell, score increments. I want to make sure I suppose in the snake game there really isn't much time lapse in between. I was going to say I wanted there to be a delay, but I think this works, so yes. This works well. So we're going to let Grok go at it. If you remember in episode 4 or 5, we made an agent.md file that was about making sure that before we make a change, we're going to confirm what we mean with each other. So that was, you'll notice Grok 4.5 did a better job of Grok build 0.1 of actually using that. A lot of times I felt Grok build didn't do that. Another thing you might notice is I changed my UI to be a light color. This was mostly because where I currently have my screen, I need the light color, otherwise it looks dim. So we are now in light mode, which I think looks pretty sleek, actually. The dark mode is the dark mode is the, I don't know what you call it, the built-in preferred, the default, but we are able to change it. And I want to see if I can find what I use to change it. Settings would probably do it, but I thought there was something else. Theme. /theme will let you pick from multiple themes. I've just gone auto so that it matches with whether I am in light mode or not on my PC. So it looks like snacks are in, and it looks like they are in. So let's go get the snack. And we grow by 1. So this is very good. And let's kind of check the tail behavior. It looks pretty good so far. Doesn't look like it's collapsing in on itself. So good. This is good. All right. So now we have that. And let's go ahead and... Great. Now I want you to add collision with the wall to end the game. And make sure that on game end, it saves a high score to my local storage on my browser. So when I reload, I can play up to my high score. So there we go for that. I just wanted it to use, I think local storage is the right term here. What are the collisions? Does that match? Yep, let's talk here. This could get annoying to a lot of people because we're going slow. It's not. Eventually, we'll probably pull this out. I think Grok 4.5 does a better job. Yes, does a better job of understanding these things. But for the sake of what we're doing, I'd like to keep it. I don't know what you call it necessarily. I like to keep it us on the same page. In the last video, we realized that we're building the wrong snake game. Our original prompt was snake.io, and we had some fun. You know, Grok 4.5 understood it based on the name, while other models understood it based on the description of the game. And so we kind of maybe figured that Grok 4.5 is going to hone in on the proper noun a little bit more and assume that the mistake you're making is maybe in your remembrance of it. But this will be, you know, this type of instruction is a good way for us to not let something like that happen, because it would, Grok would explain the game to me, and I would take a look at the explanation and go, well, that's not quite right. And from there, we would iterate. So it looks like we are working. So collection is still a good to go. That seemed a little... It looks like I collected a little fast, but it could just be the nature of... Yeah, it doesn't... I think we want to make me overlap the... Ooh. Well, here, I should show collision. So as you can see, it's game over. My previous high score down there, a 5, is there. So all those functions are now working. But kind of one thing I wanted to tweak already is when I get close to the food and collect it, it kind of looks like it disappears before I actually walk over it. So I want to delay that disappearing animation to happen while my snake is halfway over it. So let's go ahead and end this and pull this off to the side again. The animation for when the snake collects the snacks is happening too fast. Can we delay it where the logic is the same time? No. No, that's not what I want. Hold on. I want the logic delayed too, because we're going to run over it anyway. I'm thinking the collection should happen when our snake is a quarter of the way over the snack. And this is for what I'd call design. It makes it feel less like the snake is fishing for the food, and more like collecting, which is very important. And as I think we can see, Grok, I mean, we're starting to blaze through this with no mistakes. This was not something that was easy for us to do with the Grok build model. And so far, Grok 4.5, which is a big step up in model capability, is capable of performing these tasks. So this is going to speed up our series much more. And I want to see delaying snack collection until it has core the way over the snack cell while keeping growth on steps so movement stays correct. So we'll see how this plays out. Because I kind of understand you don't want to delay the logic of the game necessarily and have it offset from the animation. So I think Grok is just going to try to delay the animation here. So let's try this again. Let's go get our snack and let's see what it looks like. I think that's better. I think that's closer to what I want. Yeah, that's better. Once we have a real snake, I think it'll help. Because the other thing we can do is we can make the snake head extend a little beyond it where it is, but that might not look good for collision. So I think this looks a lot better though. So as you can see, we've reached a new high score. We've got 5 collected. And now our snake game is starting to come to shape. So we've got the logic of a snake game now taken care of. One more thing. I figured. I can't collide with myself. Let's get that fixed, and then we can wrap up this. Looks a lot better, but the snake currently can't collide with itself. It should end the game if the snake runs into its own body. So there we go. That should be a nice quick fix. As Grok points out, small quick change. And let's see how fast it can do it. This is, everyone has been praising Grok build for being fast, which I do agree. It is quite fast comparatively to the other models we've had. And you go work in Claude code and even Codex sometimes, and it starts to feel a little sluggish. So I don't know if I can actually run into myself with this little, so I think I'll need to collect a couple. Yeah, it's a little difficult. There we go, game over. Perfect. So with that, we have the logic of our snake game put together. We can have high scores across restarts. As you can see, I refreshed the browser and this local storage kept my high score from before. We've got our current length being shown. We've got our length is shown. Collected snacks is shown. And then we have our snake border here, some controls, yada yada. We've got the bare bones of what we need, the skeleton. In the next episode, I think we're going to get the artwork done. We're going to see how that goes. Turn our snake game from boxes to a real game. So thank you everybody for watching this episode and keeping along. I think velocity is going to start to go faster because of Grok 4.5, and this video should be a good example of the pacing now. We're more hands-off. So hope everybody enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next episode.